pa lang napapansin na nila mga gawi kong parang hindi pambabae. Kasi bis na Chinese garter, laruan ko ay text sa cholens. Tapos kajamin ko lagi noon mga sigang lalaki sa amin. Nung ako'y mag-high school ay napabarkada sa mga bay. Curious na babae na ang hanap din ay babae. Sa halip na makeup kit, bit-bit ko ay gitara. Tapos pormahan ko lagi ay long sleeves na t-shirt at faded na lonta. Para na makilala kita, nagbagong bigla ang aking timpla. Natutuwa ko na magpariban at mag-ahit ang kilay at lungsod sa man. Hindi ko alam kung anong meron ka na sa akin ay nagpalambot ng bigla. Sinong mag-aakalang lalaki pala ang bibiyag sa tulad kong tigreng gala.
I can only recall that he assisted me in the library to get that book. Now, I'm lost in this pitch black cacophonous void. Where could I be? Report? How did I suddenly find myself in this place? First, the library, then darkness, and now a classroom. Thankfully, I had studied this subject back in the library. Well, I guess it is what it is.
Physical self is how individual view his body and physical appearance. Physical self is shaped by biological and environmental factors. There are two factors affecting physical growth and development. First is the heredity. Heredity is the biological process of passing traits from parents to offspring. Second is chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like tissues that carries the genes and are found in pairs, and there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. 22 pairs are trait chromosomes, while the one pair is the sex chromosomes that will determine the sex of the organism or an offspring. If there is a missing or extra chromosomes, it can cause implication and physical and mental aspect of a person. For an instance, if a person have a missing or extra chromosomes, then it can cause a Down syndrome, since Down syndrome is person who have a extra chromosomes in their number 21 chromosomes. Then, genes are the segment of DNA and the basic carrier of heredity traits. DNA is the molecule that carries genetic information for the development and functioning of an organism. While genotype is an organism's genetic makeup comprising the combination of genes present in the DNA. It is composed of all genes for various traits which can be either dominant or recessive and are inherited from the parents. There are types of genotype. First is the homozygous dominant, which an organism inherit both the dominant sides of their parents, while homozygous recessive is when an offspring inherit the recessive traits of his or her parents. Lastly, or the third is the heterozygous, when an offspring inherited both the dominant and recessive aspect of their parents. Phenotype is the complete set of observable traits of the structure and behavior of an individual. For an instance, like eye color, hair color, height, and the sound of the voice. The second aspect, or the number 2 aspect for affecting the growth and development of physical self, is the environment. Environment is one of the factors that plays an important role in determining the behavior and personality of one person. And there are 3 types of environment. First is the physical environment. Physical environment is the external surroundings and conditions impact our personality and physical body. These factors influences our body and lifestyle and help as well to adapt to our environment. Physical environment factors such as climate, diet, and other cultural practices can also influence physical traits at some extent. Number 2 type of environment. Social environment. Various factors such as home environment, parental love, interaction with family, peers, teachers, and society all contribute to shape an individual's personality. Third is the culture environment. It involves cultural norms, beliefs, and practices that affects how people dress, eat, and conduct themselves. These are several attempts to explain the controversy regarding the importance of heredity and environment. Heredity and environment are interdependent. Environment influences heredity, affecting one's personality characteristic. And there are three developmental processes. There are three distinct processes that involves in the development of a child. First is the growth. Growth is the process of increasing body size, involves in changes in muscle, bone, and the fat that can impact motor cycles or motor skills. The different parts of the body grow at different pace, and there are also different times where the period of growth start and stop. Second is maturation. Maturation is the process of individual physical and biological characteristics reaching full development. Often begins at puberty and lasting 18 months to 5 years. Adolescents experience a growth sprout during their teen years with a rapid increase in their height and weight, driven by hormones like growth hormones, thyroid hormones, and androgen. Lastly, the adaptation. Adaptation is a evolutionary process where an individual seeks to adjust to a new environment and the potential changes in their current surroundings.
The theories of the self. The first theory is the theory of physiognomy. Facial features and expressions and body structures could be related to a person's character or personality. Physiognomy is an ancient art or a modern scientific study of judging human character by facial features or face or form of the body. Physiognomy is also referred to as face reading, personology and characterology that gives us an understanding of humanity and the human nature. Internal qualities shows external signs such as man's brains to cranial nerves, face muscles, features and expressions, and into face reading. So the history of physiognomy originated in the Greek culture and now since 5,000 years has developed both in Eastern and Western culture. So in ancient India, physiognomy was called Mukhalakshana Shastra, or that is science of reading of the face. Earlier, face reading was done on the basis of animal face that suits the human face. Johann Caspar Lavator is considered as the father of physiognomy. Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, and others propagated it far and wide. So physiognomy is a theory that suggests a connection between a person's physical appearance, particularly their facial features, and their personality or character traits. It proposes that one can discern aspects of an individual's nature or personality by studying their facial structures such as the shape of the eyes, nose, mouth, and overall facial proportions. Historically, physiognomy was used to make judgments about a person's character, intelligence, or behavior based on their looks. However, it is essential to note that physiognomy has been widely discredited and is considered as pseudoscience. This is no scientific evidence to support the idea that one's physical appearance can accurately predict their personality or behavior. People come in diverse shapes and sizes, and it is not valid to make sweeping generalizations about their character based solely on their physical features. Modern psychology or the science emphasizes that the importance of considering a person's individuality, experience, and behavior rather than their appearance when understanding their personality and character. The next one is the 5-element theory. The 5-element theory consists of water, wood, fire, and earth, and of course metal. There are as archetypes for everything occurring in the natural world. It is used to understand and analyze interrelationship between our body organ and between our body and the nature. It is also used as a guide for diagnosis and treatments. The 5-element theory in the context of physical self often refers to the concept found in various traditional systems of medicine, particularly in Chinese traditional medicine. It is based on the idea that the human body and its functioning can be understood through the interaction of the 5 fundamental elements or phases, each associated with the specific organs and qualities. These elements include wood, which is associated with the liver and the gallbladder, representing growth, expansion, and flexibility. The second one is fire, linked to the heart and the small intestine, symbolizing energy, passion, and transformation. Third one is earth, connected to the spleen and the stomach, representing stability, nourishment, and balance. Fourth one is metal, which is associated with the lungs and the large intestine, symbolizing precision, order, and detachment. And lastly, we have water, which is linked to the kidneys and the bladder, representing adaptability, flow, and the source of life. This theory is often used to analyze and balance the body energy with the goal of maintaining health and well-being. It is important to note that the 5-element theory is part of the traditional medicine systems and should not be taken as definitive explanation of human physiology from a modern scientific perspective. Last but not the least is the theory based on the prominence of body fluids. An excess of or deficiency in any of the 4 bodily fluids in a person's influences their personality, temperament, and well-being. The theory is based on the prominence of bodily fluids, often referred to as humoral theory. It is an ancient medical concept that dates back to the time of the Greeks, most notably Hippocrates. This theory suggests that a person's health and a temperament are influenced by the balance of the 4 bodily fluids or humors known as, firstly, the blood. As blood is associated with the sanguine temperament and characterized by qualities of warmth and wetness. An excess of the blood was believed to make a person cheerful and optimistic. The second is the phlegm. Phlegm is often linked to the phlegmatic temperament and characterized by qualities of coldness and wetness. An excess of the phlegm was thought to lead to be a calm and an emotional disposition. Third one is yellow bile, associated with a choleric temperament and characterized by qualities of warmth and dryness. An excess of the yellow bile was believed to result in an irritable and hot-tempered personality. The fourth one is black bile, linked to the melancholic temperament and characterized by qualities or coldness or dryness. And excess of black bile was thought to lead for sadness and depression. According to humoral theory, maintaining a balance of these humors was essential for good health and well-being. When one of the humors was believed to be in excess or deficient, it was thought to cause various physical and physiological ailments. Medical treatments in the past aimed to restore balance by methods like bloodletting, purging, or dietary changes. And of course, it is important to note that the humoral theory has been largely discredited by modern medicine as it lacks the scientific basis. Our understanding of the health and illness is now based on more comprehensive and evidence-based approaches, including the fields of physiology, microbiology, and genetics.
Have you ever wondered if our physical characteristics might reveal insights about our personality traits and behaviors? Body type theory, often referred to as somatotype theory, was developed by William Herbert Sheldon in the 1940s. He categorized individuals into the 3 somatotypes, which is the endomorphic, mesomorphic, and exomorphic, based on their physical characteristics, and proposed that these body types were associated with certain personality traits and behaviors. Based on the body type theory, endomorphic tend to have a softer and rounder body shape. Their frame may appear wider and plumber. According to Sheldon, he associated endomorphs with traits like being easygoing, sociable, and more relaxed. Mesomorphic, on the other hand, are characterized by a muscular and athletic, often with a well-defined and robust physique. Sheldon tends mesomorphs with traits like energetic, confident, and a tendency to be more active and competitive. And lastly, exomorphic are body types that are lean and slender, often with narrow shoulders and hips. Sheldon labeled ectomorphs with traits like introversion, shyness, and a tendency to be more intellectual and emotionally restrained. Now, you may be wondering why Sheldon was interested in stereotyping people in this way. The theory aims to provide a simplified framework for understanding and classifying body types, while it may have been developed with the intention of making generalizations about the relationship between body type and personality or behavior. It's important to note that this aspect of the theory has been widely discredited. So, the why behind the body type theory was an attempt to categorize and describe different body shapes, but its associations with personality traits are largely considered outdated and unreliable in contemporary scientific understanding. It's funny that I've been assigned a theory I completely oppose. I firmly believe that our body shapes don't define our personality traits. Personality is influenced by numerous factors, and categorizing people based on body type oversimplifies the complexity of human behavior and can lead to unwarranted stereotypes. Each person is unique, and their personality cannot be determined solely by their physical appearance.
According to the American Society for Plastic Surgery, from 1997 to 2005, there has been 444% increase in cosmetic procedures. Simply put, a person is made up of three fundamental but very dissimilar parts of themselves. In terms of the body, they are tangible or physical aspects. In terms of the mind, they are the intellectual and conscious parts. And in terms of the spirit, they are the emotional and intuitive aspects. The theory of wisdom of the faces by Jean Hainer shows that the oval-shaped faces tend to be hospitable, round-shaped faces tend to be friendly and kind-hearted, square-shaped faces tend to be analytical and great leaders. Heart-shaped faces are patient, long-shaped faces tend to be perfectionist, triangle-shaped faces tend to be artistic, and lastly, diamond-shaped faces tend to be detail-oriented. Similar to how a meteorologist reads weather patterns, Hainer reads face traits, possibly better. Hainer uses her face reading abilities to assist individuals more fully realize and openly inhabit their potential after extensive study and thorough practice. And that's all for today's topic. Thank you for listening.
So I think you forgot to mention one topic. So I will be the one to discuss it na lang. Physical self, body image, and perception of beauty. A woman is what she wears. This statement is from the work of James Gaines on Fashion 1990, which implies that women are often defined completely by their clothing. So in this study, it suggests that people have body images. Body image can be described as a representation of how individuals think and feel about their own physical attributes. Body image is both internal, which means personal, and external, which means society. So this includes how a person perceives his or her body, how a person feels about their physical appearance, how a person thinks and talks to themselves about their bodies, and lastly, a sense of how other people view their bodies. So what are the things that a person can think of when he or she perceives? So first is we have the appearance. Appearance encompasses all the physical characteristics that make up an individual's external image, including features like height, weight, skin color, hair type, and facial features. It is a component of the physical self that can have a significant impact on how one perceives themselves and how others perceive them. Society standards of beauty can heavily influence how people value and judge their own appearance. So second is we have self-esteem. Self-esteem, especially in the context of physical self, relates to the value and worth of an individual places on themselves based on their physical attributes. If someone has a positive self-esteem, they tend to have a healthy and confident view of their physical self. And on the other hand, individuals with low self-esteem may struggle with self-worth and self-acceptance, often due to negative perceptions of their body image or appearance, whereas positive self-esteem is essential for mental and emotional well-being. So boys versus girls. Body image can affect both the adolescent's physical and psychological well-being. Why? Because negative body image can harm both boys and girls' physical health by leading to unhealthy behaviors and their mental well-being by causing issues like depression and low self-esteem. So, what are the perceptions of beauty? Before anything else, let us first know what is the meaning of perception. So, perception is a cognitive process through which individuals interpret and comprehend sensory information from their environment, enabling them to create a meaningful mental understanding of the world around them. Like, for example, in Egyptian art, slim, narrow hips, long black hair. Second is the Renaissance period, full figure and round hips. Third is we have medieval age, chubby fat and plump women. And lastly, in Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia, flat noses are attractive. So, what are the advantages of physical attractive people? Physically attractive people may enjoy advantages such as better social connections, job opportunities, perceived competence, increased confidence, healthier lifestyles, and greater influence over others. However, the significance of these advantages can vary depending on individual preferences and contexts. So, let us move on to the ways to improve body image. So, to achieve and maintain a good and balanced physical well-being, consider the following tips. First is eat healthy food. Eating healthy food provides essential nutrients for your physical well-being. Second, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle, including regular sleep and physical activity, is crucial for overall well-being. Third is follow proper hygiene. Following proper hygiene practices protects you from illness and supports well-being. Fourth is engage in daily exercise. Engaging in daily exercise helps maintain physical health and fitness. Fifth is take vitamins and drink fruit juices. Taking vitamins and drinking fruit juices can supplement your nutritional needs. And sixth, avoid stress. Avoiding stress is important for mental and physical well-being. And lastly is spend less time in front of computers and gadgets. Spending less time in front of computers and gadgets promotes a healthier lifestyle by reducing screen-related health issues. So, according to Corita Kent, do not belittle yourself. Be big yourself. Yes, beauty is important, but being beautiful still depends how a person defines beauty and the standards he sets to meet this definition. It is a big mistake to base beauty on someone else's standard. People are different and each one is uniquely beautiful. That would be all. Thank you.
Oh shoot! It was all just a dream, but it feels so real. And I am being encouraged to change my appearance, not just for that stranger guy, but also for myself.
Nung tayo'y nagkalitay, saka ko lamang binigay ang matamis na oong 10 buwan mong trinabaho. Sa halip na tsokolate at tipikal na mga diskarte, nabihag mo ko sa mga tula at sa mga kata mong pabebe. Kaya nga noong makilala kita, alam mo na agad na mayroong himala. Natutuwa kong magtakong at napadalas ang pagsuot ng bestidang pula. Pero di mo naman inasam na ako ay magbagong tuluyan para patunayang walang matigas na tinapay sa mainit na kape ng iyong pagmamahal. Kahit ako'y titibo-tibo, puso ko ay titibok-tibok pa rin sa'yo. Isang halik mo lamang at ako ay tinatablan, at ang aking pagkababae ay nabubuhayan na para bang bulaklak na namumupagkad. Dahil alaga mo sa dilig at katamtamang sikat ng araw-araw mong pag-ibig sa aking buhay nagpapasaraw.
Oh my God! Look, bestie! What shade is your lippy?